Well, welcome everyone to our Gut Health Stories of Hope tonight. My name is Sharon McClellan, and I'm a family nurse practitioner by background. Has always been my joy to educate, encourage, and equip families and people of all ages and stages of life to live an abundant and healthy life physically, emotionally, relationally, and spiritually. My dear friends that you're going to hear from tonight and I are partners with the Juice Plus Company that has brought whole food, plant-based solutions backed by science for over 30 years. We are a like-minded, caring community, and the mission of the Juice Plus Company is to inspire healthy living around the world. So tonight we're focusing on gut health, and I think you're going to be learning that when you have a healthy, happy gut, you will have a healthy, happy you. Did you all know that 90% of our serotonin is made in our gut? That's our happy hormone. Did you know that 70% of immune function is in our gut? So tonight's message is full of hope and practical help, and I know you're going to be so encouraged when you hear my dear friends' stories. We have prayed that tonight would be a blessing for you and a big encouragement. So I am going to ask my dear friend of, we figured out 50 years. So that tells you that we're on the older side, mature, I should say. I'm going to let my dear friend Mara get us kicked off with her story of healing.
Okay, thank you, Sharon. As a college student, I had a health challenge that no 20-year-old wants to have or talk about, severe chronic constipation. That struggle continued into my 30s and 40s, a time frame that included delivering 5 children. A lot of you can envision what that was like, and I had one dear friend that heard all about it. She was a nurse practitioner that I called every time I had a new prescription or complaint to get her opinion. My history included pain, lots of pain, frequent colonoscopies, hospitalizations, and surgeries. And after 15 years of treatment, my doctor told me I had ruined the lining of my colon. We were at a real crossroads. He fussing at me, and I was totally discouraged with my digestive health. That was 23 years ago. And at the same time, my dear friend and longtime confidant shared with me that she had found something natural that could help me. A natural solution. I was so desperate to find a solution, I jumped all in on Juice Plus. 6 weeks in, I could feel the reduction in the inflammation, both internally and externally. And for the first time in 15 years, I stopped all medications, but still continued to improve. At 1.5 years after the colonoscopy that brought conflict between my doctor and myself, I had another colonoscopy. The very same doctor said to me, quote, "Keep doing what you're doing. Your colon has healed itself." I already knew that I felt so much better, and I had the gift of much better regularity. And now the confirmation that the damaged lining was back to normal. Fast forward 16 years of taking Juice Plus, and I had my cleanest colonoscopy to date at age 60. News to my ears, for my mom had a colon cancer diagnosis at 60, and I know that would have been my track had it not been for the whole food plant nutrition of Juice Plus. Good news is, just when I thought it couldn't get any better, our company added Super Biome, the pre and probiotic for our gut. Almost 2 months in now, I am feeling more changes. Inflammation has further improved, so no more sign of prolapse rectum, for those of you who know what that means. And honestly, I didn't realize that I could get that much better. I've also experienced a reduction in sugar cravings, that's a miracle, and appetite. Maybe I'm even down a few pounds. So I will keep taking that Super Biome for sure. I continue to share about Juice Plus far and wide with others because there are so many people that were like me, not talking about their health challenges. And I'm living proof that the possibility of change with whole plant food nutrition can happen for them. This sharing over the past 23 years has not only made me confident in my own health journey, but fit into all stages of my life. My Juice Plus partnership served my family well as we raised our 5 kids. The busyness and the activities allowed me to gift so many others and to add to our family income, even as a stay-at-home mom. Now, as Jerry and I are in our what they call fourth quarter, we are working on our Juice Plus together. This dream of mine I had talked about is now here. I really see the benefit of having built my business over those years. It's purposeful living. The good friend who shared knowledge I needed to get healthy is right here. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for 23 years of health and a side gig.
Oh, I love that. I remember so well the days of you struggling, and just to hear your story again, it just gives me so much joy as we are able to share that simple solutions can make such a profound difference, like I hear and we all hear in your story. So, and you are impacting so many lives. So thank you. Thank you for your willingness to share, and your willingness to be a part of this mission. So Amy
Of course.
Davis is going to share now. And Amy is a dear friend of Mimi's, who you'll hear from as well, and a new friend to me who I'm really enjoying getting to know. And her story is going to really encourage you all. So, Amy, we'd love to hear from you.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. I just wanted to share that for 45 years, I've been a cosmetologist surrounded by wonderful people. Yet behind the smiles, I faced a significant health crisis that I was trying to recover from. I've witnessed my family and friends struggle with illness, but I refuse to believe that we are all destined to suffer. God has blessed us with an incredible body capable of healing. He has given us the opportunity to thrive through proper nutrition. My journey took a pivotal turn when a friend introduced me to Juice Plus. She shared how it provides essential nutrition through fruits and vegetables. And it instantly resonated with me because at the time I had been taking many vitamins to begin to give, but it began to give me heartburn. I needed something more gentle to dive. I had dealt with sinus issues, eczema, and
If everybody could please mute, that would be amazing. Thank you.
so
Okay.
I'll just start back with my journey. My journey took a pivotal turn when my friend introduced me to Juice Plus. She shared how it provides essential nutrition through fruits and vegetables. And it instantly resonated with me because I had, at the time, been taking many vitamins that began to give me heartburn. I needed something more gentle to digest. I had dealt with allergies, sinus issues, eczema, and a myriad of other health challenges for years. As a child, I had my tonsils removed. As a young adult, my appendix ruptured, causing life-threatening infection in my abdomen. It appeared my body was fighting itself. The fruit, vegetable, berry, and omega oils were repairing many of my former health issues. But the eczema seemed to be the last that needed to be healed. I realized my intestinal lining was damaged and it needed healing so food and toxins would not be able to leak into my body instead of being naturally eliminated. When Superbiome was introduced to my daily routine, I began to notice my skin that had eczema was healing. The itching, flaking, burning I had endured for years was fading. I felt a new sense of vitality too. And I have also been losing weight, which is amazing. Through this journey, I've learned that healing is possible. Our bodies can thrive when we nourish them correctly. I sincerely hope that if you or any of your loved ones suffer, or if you're wanting to prevent disease, that you do feel encouraged. And I thank you for letting me share my story tonight.
Oh, thank you so much, Amy. Beautiful story. And now you'll get to meet Mimi, the friend who introduced Juice Plus to Amy, and a dear friend of mine, probably another 50-year-old friend, actually. And so, Mimi, I would love for you to share your story.
Thank you, Sharon. And Amy, thank you for your story. It's just, there's no words for how great it feels to know that you've helped somebody with their health and just brought them into our community. It's so amazing. Well, so 22 years ago, I thought that our family was fairly healthy. But when I look back, I realized what I thought was normal for the kids to get sick and miss school, to have acne breakouts, constipation, headaches, and I had one very picky eater. So that I didn't realize that that wasn't it was common but not normal. We had skin issues too, both of us did, and I always woke up in the morning exhausted. So we started on Juice Plus ourselves in 2003. Matt and I started on the capsules, and the kids just loved the gummies. They began to experience fewer colds, less viruses, the skin problems were clearing up, better digestion, and this all happened within the first 4 to 8 months. Well, I turned 50. I hit menopause. I had hot flashes. I had night sweats. I had mood swings and fatigue. And I was also beginning to have the signs of osteoarthritis in one hand. Some days were extremely painful. But once I was again on this Juice Plus product for 4 to 8 months, those symptoms began to disappear. And I can tell you today, I have no more symptoms of the osteoarthritis. And we added the complete shakes to our morning routine for breakfast. And that was a game changer for me. The isoflavones that are in the soy brought balance to my hormones, and the hot flashes, the night sweats, they all disappeared. And I just felt more balanced and energetic and could wake up in the morning with lots of energy. Now I am in my 60s, and I've had sciatica, and I will have flare ups that can get really intense hip pain when I'm sleeping on my side. So sometimes it will wake me up to turn over. I started on Superbiome about the same time Amy did, when it was introduced in late September. And I thought it would just be a good thing to add to my diet and that I would experience better digestion. Well, I never expected it to impact my hip pain, but after 3 to 4 weeks, it had diminished by 75%. And I've not been awakened one single time since I started taking the probiotic and the prebiotic. I'm amazed at this result, and I want everyone to know that has any type of chronic pain at all or inflammation, this could help you with your gut health as well. So it's been a wonderful journey, and I started sharing Juice Plus a long time ago, 2005, with Sharon. And when she introduced it to me, I just loved the community. That's what was so important to me. So I love bringing in friends and other people that are also on their own health journey, because our community is all about loving on and helping people and building lifelong friendships. So I would never have said no, and I'm forever grateful. So hopefully Juice Plus Super Biome might be a missing piece for your diet as well. So maybe you should have a look at that, ask the person who invited you to show you more, and maybe you're even looking for your next adventure. So I hope you'll take a look at our community as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mimi. You know, we didn't expect some of these types of changes. When we first had the super biome introduced, we just didn't expect these kind of changes. And it's remarkable hearing, well, your Juice Plus story is fabulous and very much points to the power of whole food nutrition and the power of plants to heal. But to see that adding this new cutting edge product made that much difference in inflammation is basically what it is.
Mhm.
So it's amazing. And I will just have to say, it doesn't get any better than doing what you love with the people you love. So it's so fun being able to bring hope and health to those that we care about. So our next story is going to be from Amy Hartley. And I know that y'all are going to love hearing her heart and her journey. So thank you, Amy.
Thank you, guys. Well, my story started a little differently. One day, I told my dad that that a friend had offered a job to help our family with our finances. And he asked me to wait and respond until I'd talked to him. My dad knew we were struggling. We were using a credit card for gas and toilet paper at the end of the month, hoping to catch up when we got paid, but that was snowballing. He also knew my kids were constantly sick, and I had tried to do everything to help them because he knew better than anyone else my backstory. So, my story really started years ago with my mom. She battled several autoimmune conditions, and unfortunately, she developed cancer and passed away when my oldest was only 2 months old. Fast forward, we now had 4 kids under the age of 7. And at that time, my husband was a youth pastor, and I was a stay at home homeschool mama, and I still am. We were at the doctor every couple of weeks. The pharmacist would ask, "Which one is it this time?" when we would walk up to the counter. For me, I had plantar fasciitis, joint pain, gut issues. My hair was falling out like crazy, and I was struggling to keep my head above water. I desperately wanted to stay home with the kids, and we were praying for a solution for both of these burdens. My life changed the day my dad asked me to call him first. He said, "I found something that has real science, and I can't wait for you to hear about that, that can help you guys, and I think it's the answer to your finances." We looked into it and prayed, and for the first time in a long time, I had hope that there was something we could do. We had tried different supplements and cleaning up our diets, which you should do, but the other things weren't true to their word, and we seemed to fall back into our normal lifestyle and habits. Over the first 4 months of Juice Plus, my joint pain went away, plantar fasciitis disappeared, and I can wear fun shoes now. My gut issues cleared up, and my hair only falls out like normal now. I felt like I got my life back, and my kids went from always sick to rarely sick. You can't reverse the curse, you'll still get sick, and you might even have a major health crisis. But we have found that when we do get sick, it is shorter and milder in duration. And no matter what happens, every day you're giving your body the best ammunition to be on mission for God and your family. As we began to share this with other families and other friends, we also began to see help with our finances. Having to get a new washing machine became an inconvenience instead of a major crisis. We were able to be more generous and actually go on vacation for the first time. Now, I'd like to tell you the second half of my story. Our family had started a brick and mortar retail store, and we decided to jump in and open a store in Tennessee. It was fun and exciting at first, but changes in our family and the economy, it quickly turned into a nightmare. This brought a level of stress to our family that we hadn't experienced before, and it didn't end for several years. In fact, we are still cleaning up the mess of having to sell a business at a loss. During this time, I did what I never thought I would do. I forgot to take my Juice Plus, and that became a habit. It took a little bit of time for the benefits of Juice Plus to leave my system, but when they did, all of it came back. The joint pain, plantar fasciitis, exhaustion, gut issues, and sick family. Because if mama isn't taking her Juice Plus, no one is. I drew a line in the sand and I said I would never do that to my body and family again. So I got to experience my story not once, but twice. A few months ago, when Superbiome was introduced, and you'll hear more about that in just a second, I knew we needed it. My oldest son has epilepsy, and I heard there was a connection to microbiome dysbiosis and seizures, and my ears perked up. He has struggled with extreme issues in the gut department for a long time. He also struggles with anxiety, fear, and frustration. After getting this in his body for about a month, we quickly saw the gut issues quiet down. We can go to Chipotle now without fear. And I want to give glory to God for the next and best thing we've experienced. As my husband says, if you don't have peace with God and know Jesus, that is the biggest deficit in your life. And my son has recently had a really amazing revival in his heart that has been significant. But we also know that God made us where our physical, emotional, and spiritual parts are connected. And we know that 90% of serotonin is made in the gut. We pulled up one night and he said, "Mom, I'm happy." I could have cried. It wasn't frustration or worry, it was happy. Then one day at church fall festival, he ate sugar all day long. Not an exaggeration, the sugar was free and abundant. That evening when we came home, he said, "Mom, sugar makes me depressed." And I probably said too loudly, "Exactly." And my husband and I have also been on the super biome, and we have had a reduced appetite, which is amazing. We don't have bloating, we feel lighter altogether, and we just feel better. Biome has been an accelerator to our health. If you knew what I knew about Juice Plus and the people in our community, you'd be right here beside me. I have no idea what our lives would look like if we had continued down that path 9 years ago. What path are you on? What would it look like if you said yes to better health? And what would it look like if you said yes to even the community and helping others get started? And what would it look like if you said no? That's the scariest question. Thank you, Sharon, for helping us too. Love you.
Oh, thank you, Amy. That just, it's amazing. God gave us this good food to eat, and it's amazing what happens when we put what He gave us to eat into our bodies. But hearing this story about Will and the change for him with his mental health is just, I think there's so many people that are going to be helped with this new product, and the foundational products, of course, with Juice Plus. But we're going to hear a little bit more, a deep dive into gut health. And this is something we all feel like we're going to Gut Health College around here, because our company did launch this new product in September. And so we've all been learning quite a bit about the microbiome. And, we haven't really had a lot of information about gut health until the last maybe 5 to 10 years. And we're hearing more and more about it. Gut health is kind of the buzz now. So meet your microbiome. Your gut is over 100 trillion bacteria. It's actually more than the number of human cells that you have. And the best news is that it's not static, it's always changing. And the diversity in your microbiome is actually what determines whether you're thriving or just surviving. And you may remember the name Hippocrates, because he said, "Let food be your medicine and medicine be your food." And he also said, "All disease begins in the gut." And we're really just starting to truly understand the depth of what that means. So the gut is more than the second brain. We've heard that in the recent past, but truly it's like a communication system between every other system in your body. It does impact your brain health, your mood, anxiety, brain fog, depression. It also has a huge impact on our immune system, because 70% of the immune cells are in the gut. So it has a big impact on autoimmune disease and inflammation. And of course, we heard those stories tonight that really point to that. Mimi's story of the reduction of inflammation. And Amy has such a great story about autoimmune disease being healed through this incredible plant nutrition. Um, Amy spoke of the skin issues and eczema. Um, who knew that is really a problem with your gut? Also, our hormones, cortisol levels, estrogen levels, our blood sugar. It impacts our cravings and weight management. Did you know that when your gut is in good health, it creates more of its own GLP-1? That's pretty exciting. So what are the signs of poor gut health? And I'm not going to read over this whole list, but you can see that it's really it impacts every system of our body, and it really impacts how we feel on a day-to-day basis, both physically, mentally, emotionally. It impacts us in a huge way. And so if you'd really like to look at the many different impacts, gut dysbiosis, which is just a fancy word for saying that your microbiome is really out of whack and you don't have that, diverse number of bacteria, good bacteria in your gut, you can take a quick snapshot of this picture and just look and see, are you dealing with any of these symptoms? Are your loved ones dealing with any of these symptoms? So now, who knew you were going to be invited to an event where there's a poop chart? So, but truly, it tells us a lot about our gut health. So you can look at the different types of stools here, and you can see type 3 and type 4 are what you want to have, and that's what it looks like when you have a healthy gut. So, what makes your microbiome off balance? We've all known for a pretty good while that antibiotics impact our microbiome. They kill the good guys along with killing whatever infection that we're dealing with. So many people have taken probiotics for a while whenever they take antibiotics. Um, Stress, lack of sleep impacts our gut health, ultra processed foods and sugar, environmental toxins, and really just our lifestyle habits in general, whether we're hydrating, whether we're moving, whether we're sleeping like we need to, and this amount of stress we have in our body. So tonight we're really focusing primarily on nutrition. And when you look at our nutrition, our food quality is decreasing, and it's really twofold. Number one, we're eating a lot of ultra processed foods, a lot of things out of packages, a lot of fast foods because we're busy, we're on the go, and we're grabbing what we can when we can. But even when you are choosing to eat a lot of plant nutrition, a lot of fruits and vegetables and healthy foods, our plants have 50 to 80% less nutrition in them today versus when our grandmothers were picking fruits and vegetables out of their gardens. So the good news is that 75% of chronic disease is preventable with good nutrition. So I love that, the power of our daily choices. And that's really what healthcare is all about. It's about us taking responsibility for our lifestyle choices. And I think that's really good news because it matters so much more what we do every single day than going for those periodic checkups. So we're supposed to be eating 7 to 13 servings of fresh raw fruits and vegetables every day. We have some challenges here because typically now our produce is oftentimes picked green, and the nutrient value is best when it's completely vine ripened. So a lot of times what we get at the grocery store has been, it comes from 1,000 miles away. It was picked green and transported, and the longer it's off the vine, the less nutrition it has. And 90% of us are failing to meet the 7 to 13 servings every single day. It's hard to do. We love fruits and vegetables at our house, but it's hard to eat 7 to 13 every single day. So lots of us know we're not getting what we need. And so many Americans turn to multivitamins. And you heard Amy's story with the multivitamins. It gave her tummy aches. That I could not take a prenatal vitamin because of that. It created such nausea. So but the most important thing to know about multivitamins is there's absolutely no science that prove that taking multivitamins does anything to improve your health or to protect your health. So the answer lies in eating fresh raw fruits and vegetables, and that old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. There was something to that. When we were created, we were placed in a garden and we were given plants to eat. And there's a reason for that. That one apple has 10,000 phytonutrients in it. And even though it has just 5 milligrams of vitamin C, that 5 milligrams does as much or more than 1,500 milligrams in an isolated fragmented vitamin C tablet. And so it's the synergy of action of what's in that whole food versus taking large amounts of isolated vitamins. So good news, there is help on the way. And I learned about this 24 years ago. And when you look at this picture, you see just a beautiful rainbow. And I think a lot of people are doing green drinks these days. And green is good, but we need the rainbow. We need all the different colors because all those different colors have different phytonutrients in them. And so I love knowing that you can get that full rainbow every single day and bridge the gap between what you're eating and what you're trying to eat. We also have plant-based omegas And it's omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9, not just the omega-3, and all those different omegas do different things to help your body. And it's plant-based. We go straight to the algae, skip the fish, and avoid the contamination that might come with that. And it's a great omega, and no fishy burps either, which was a big plus for me. So the superfood powder is new. We love it at our house. A lot of people are putting electrolytes into their water and other things to make their water taste good. And the superfood is actually the same plant powders in our core blend, the fruits, vegetables, and berries. And you put it in 8 to 10 ounces of water, shake it up, add a lot of ice, and it's delicious and an afternoon yummy drink for me. So, what makes Juice Plus different and unique? Number one, it's food. You've heard that numerous times already. It's not a multivitamin. It's got a food label like a bag of frozen broccoli on it with nutrition facts. Secondly, it's NSF certified. That's a third-party certification that basically proves that what's on the label is what is in the product, and there's nothing in the product that it's not on the label. So no herbicides, pesticides, chemicals of any kind. Really, it's the cleanest thing our family eats every day, better than organic. And I would just encourage you with anything that you're taking in terms of supplements, you want to be sure it's third party tested because the supplement industry is really not very well regulated. So, thirdly, it's the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. And as a nurse practitioner, that got my attention and really gave me the conviction that everybody I love deserved to hear about this and make an informed decision. And then, fourthly, Kids Eat Free. I love the heart of our company to help families enjoy this incredible plant-based nutrition in an affordable way for their kids and the whole family. So, what does the science show? First of all, let me just tell you that the science is done at the finest medical institutions all over the world, MD Anderson, Vanderbilt, just to name a few. And Juice Plus has no impact, no ability to impact the results. The studies are done by the third party, and then they're also published in peer-reviewed scientific journals like the Journal of American College of Cardiology, the Journal of Pediatrics, and many other fine medical journals. So we love that our company is so committed to science. And what was the first thing we studied? It was bioavailability. And that just means when you take it, is it absorbed so that good things can begin to happen in your body? And we know that Juice Plus is absorbed. When you take it, the important nutrients like vitamin C, E, beta carotene go up in your bloodstream, polyphenols, flavonoids, carotenoids, all those good things that we want in our bodies and the bodies of those people that we love. And that's when the great things begin to happen. It does support immune function. We know that people tend to get sick less often. When they do, it's shorter and milder. It also balances the immune system, so people with autoimmune disease get better. Amy mentioned that, but actually both Amy's mentioned autoimmune disease. And so I love that our stories just really are like the science on display, and that when we share our stories, you can trace it back to the science. So it also decreases biomarkers of inflammation and oxidative stress. Those two things, inflammation and oxidative stress, are at the root of all chronic degenerative disease. So if you can reduce those things, you can really know that you're doing something so good to help yourself stay healthy and to prevent chronic disease. It also improves key cognitive processes. This is a relatively new study, and I would say it's so exciting, y'all. Brain disease is really on the rise. Parkinson's, early onset dementia, and Alzheimer's, very sad disease that none of us want our loved ones to get or ourselves. And I love knowing that the fruit, vegetable, and berry capsules actually did really change the function, the cognitive function. When it was tested, with, tests that that were very measurable results in terms of improvement. And because of that cognitive study, the NIH is now funding a study using Juice Plus, looking at prevention of Alzheimer's and dementia. We are super proud of that and very excited. So it also supports healthy skin. A lot of times us girls spend a lot of money on the skincare products that we use. I just encourage you to use clean products. You can really get pretty affordable clean products. But beauty is much more from the inside out. We know with the skin study that we have 39% improvement in the microcirculation to the skin. That means more oxygen, more nutrients to the skin. We've got better skin density, fewer fine lines and wrinkles. And I just say, sign me up for that. My dentist also recommends Juice Plus. We know that it improves periodontal health, and your periodontal health really is a picture of your health in general. And so I love knowing that it impacts that in such a meaningful way. We have multiple cardiovascular studies. We know that Juice Plus reduces oxidized LDL cholesterol. It also improves blood pressure and other biomarkers of cardiovascular disease. We also know that it supports gut health. And, Mara had all of that improvement on our foundational products, the plant powders. She had marked improvement. And yes, once she started the microbiome, she saw even an acceleration and more improvement. But she had major healing because the plant powders really do have tons of prebiotics in it, and they're very healing to our gut. Also, it increases the omega-3 index, which is super important. Omega-3 is one of the things we as Americans are most depleted of. And we know that when you have a low omega index, your risk for all-cause mortality goes up significantly. So we really do want to be sure that we're getting our omegas in, and most of us aren't eating, 3 servings of fatty fish every week. So the other cool thing about the omegas is when you take the omegas, the study that was done with the omegas and the fruit, vegetable, and berry blend showed that when you added the omega, the nutrients in the fruits, vegetables, and berries were absorbed better. And so just cool how the synergy of all of these nutrients work together. So the Healthy Starts, I mentioned, it's kids eat free from age 4 all the way up to the 26th birthday. Lots of great changes happen for a family. 66% visiting the doctor less, 56% taking fewer over-the-counter and prescription medicines. And I would just say that a healthy family is a happier family. Families that, go from one bug to the next to the next. That's hard. It's stressful and it's hard. So, and 61% are eating more fruits and vegetables. Mimi spoke to that. She had a picky eater, and there's nothing that makes a mama feel better than knowing that, she's getting this good nutrition into that picky eater, and then they can even start craving fruits and vegetables, which happens oftentimes. So this is our new gut health product that is cutting edge. We're super excited to explain more about Superbiome and all of the unique things about it. So it's estimated that 2/3 of the people that take probiotics see no noticeable change. And so that is quite fascinating when you think about it, because it is one of the supplements that many, many people do take. And I think that as you hear about the uniqueness of our two-step system, you'll understand this a little bit better. So the probiotics are the good seed that you plant in your gut. So those are the good microbes that you are putting in your gut. And then the prebiotics are the fuel for these good guys. It's the fiber, the polyphenols from plants that feed these good bacteria. So we got the seed and then we got the feed. And the other thing with our probiotic, it's a very diverse, thoughtfully selected group of bacteria. There's 9 different bacteria that have been chosen, and they're very diversified. And most probiotics out there just have a couple of different microbes in them. And so it really is all about the diversity in terms of having that healthy gut. So The fibers are also diverse in the prebiotic drink. It's a really yummy drink. It kind of tastes like a healthy tang. But most fiber supplements that you take are one type of fiber. We've got some really great fibers that I'm not getting otherwise, Jerusalem artichoke. We've also got chicory root and the others that you can see on the slide. But this really fuels the good bacteria and it keeps your gut feeling good, not healthy or bloated. And often, I'm hearing from people that they're noticing with the super biome that they're noticing a lot less bloating and really seeing that some of their cravings change. So this is the third thing that makes this a unique product. It's in a time release capsule. And that is really important. What that means is that the microbes are not released in the stomach. They make it all the way to the colon. And that is very significant because many probiotics, if they're in your stomach, the stomach acid actually completely disables those microbes. And so getting that good diversified all of those good strains of microbes into the colon is what helps you really see good results from this. So, what's in it for your gut? Well, the good gut bugs survive and they thrive. You've heard me talk about that diversity and how important that is. It boosts your overall sense of health and well-being. It does keep things regular and helps with bloating and gas. And when all that begins to happen, when your gut gets healthier, what happens is your nutrients are absorbed better, your immune system is functioning better, you have better energy, your mental health is better, you can stay focused, the brain fog goes away, mood is often lifted, anxiety is often calmed, and even your skin can improve. So here's another great one you can take a picture of what you can expect when you heal the gut. I love this picture because it really just spans so many different symptoms, and you heard about a lot of these as our friends shared their stories, the reduction in inflammation that Mimi shared, the less anxiety and depression that Amy shared, the improvement in skin that the other Amy shared, and the difference in feeling, bloating and even some weight loss, like Mara had described. So, the targeted probiotics do help to increase the serotonin. And, the question is maybe the depression is actually gut dysbiosis rather than something that needs to be treated with an antidepressant. I'm not saying get off antidepressants, but it's just good to know that if you get your gut health in good shape, it could really make a difference in your mental health. My own mom did suffer from postpartum depression that was severe after each of us. And I've thought wonder if her gut health had something to do with it. We also hear a lot about GLP-1s. I love that we have a natural way to boost your GLP-1. There's other ways by exercising regularly, getting good protein and fiber in your diet. The last few products we're going to talk about real quick are complete shakes. I love these shakes. They're delicious, nutritious. They're packed with plant protein and superfoods. A clean protein, 13 grams, and also 7 grams of fiber, low glycemic index. And we have one or two of these a day. They're great for a quick lunch on the run or a healthy snack. Our Juice Plus Luminate is our plant productivity drink. It's been out for about a year. I can't imagine life without it, actually. It's got nootropics and adaptogens in it. It's got really healthy ingredients like ashwagandha and lion's mane and other ingredients that I wanted actually in my body. I wanted those ingredients, but I was very skeptical about the sourcing from a company that I didn't trust. And so when the Juice Plus company came out with Illuminate, I was so excited because I do have some cognitive decline in my family, and I want to do everything I can for my brain health. So I'm very excited about that. And I will tell you, if you mix the Illuminate and the superfood together, about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It will help you finish your day with joy, and it's just a great afternoon happy drink. So, to support your gut health, in closing, you want to eat more plants. We need to increase our fiber. We need 25 grams as women, 34 grams as men. You want to eat fermented foods like sauerkraut, kefir. Limit your processed foods. Stay well hydrated. Get out there and move and manage your stress best as you can. Community really helps to manage your stress. So stay connected with people. Community is gold for your health, honestly. You want to sleep more, stress less, limit antibiotics when you can, and consider a probiotic. So we love the price of Juice Plus. Not many of us are drinking this fluffy $4 coffee anymore, but you can see that it's less than $4 to get the foundational product in your body every single day. And this is what I take, my whole family takes, from the 4-month-old who gets it in his breast milk all the way up to the 92-year-old. And I will tell you, it feels so good knowing that you're getting all of that foundational nutrition into the lives of those that you love. So we like to think of Juice Plus as a gift, and it's giving the gift of hope based on science when we share it with those that we love. So we appreciate you being here tonight. And if you're interested in what you've heard, there's really 3 ways you can become involved with Juice Plus. You can become a customer, and whoever invited you to come to the event tonight will take very good care of you. We'd love to help you on your health journey. We're really so much more than a product. We're a community. We have lots of health events and encouragement. We share healthy recipes. It really is a lot more than just a product. And so, secondly, you might be like I was. I wanted all the products for my whole family. And so it made good sense to sign up as a partner to get the best price. And so that is what we did. Or thirdly, you might have been hearing this information. You might have thought of other people in your life that you care about that are struggling with their health. And that was me too. I had 3 people in the midst of health crisis when I heard about Juice Plus, and I thought this could really give them practical help and offer hope to them. So I couldn't wait to share it with people that I love. So we just appreciate you being here and investing in yourself. So thank you so much. And Mimi, you can turn the recording off, and we'll hang out to answer any questions that y'all have. And have a very happy Thanksgiving.